What's going on? How y'all doing out there? What's happening? So we're gonna be about them playoff game losers into the second round, game two, and talk about some surprises. The Cavaliers lose and the Timberwolves lose. And this trend of teams at home losing is crazy because home court just doesn't mean what it once did. Let's start with Cleveland. You know, when you lose two or three of your starters, three of your stars, two all stars, that's pretty pivotal. But the fact is that the Cavaliers still had a 7 point lead with 50 plus seconds to go in the game. You think if you just make a shot, don't make a mistake, you're good to go. What happened is Tyrese Halliburton has been going off. He's come up as the hero. He came up big, game winning shots. He's on a mission. A lot of people aren't really talking about him because everyone is focused on other people. But Tyrese Halliburton, who kind of started off the season kind of hit and miss, kind of nonchalant, been on a mission. He's definitely been quarterbacking that team, and he's came up big. And I don't think too many people saw that the Pacers would be in this situation because if less Cleveland can get healthy and get their pieces, now they got to go to Indiana. This series could be over before it started. A team that looked like they were the best team in the East. Charles Barkley said that on paper they were having five guys who score 15. But now when your guys aren't healthy and you're blowing leads, this is not the way you want to start it off. It's one thing to lose game one. This here is one of those devastating losses because Donovan Mitchell went off. But they just don't have the juice and they can't seem to get the rebounds, can't finish up. And this is one of them situations where it looks like they look so far like a regular season tough team, but not ready for postseason. The Pacers, on the other hand, they look like they on a mission for the way they went out last year, and whatever mistakes Rick Carlisle made last year, he's more than trying to make up for it this year. They definitely don't look like they're trying to fold up like a chair. So the Pacers are on a mission. They are definitely balling. They're playing good team ball. They didn't look particularly sharp, but they stayed close in the game. That was the key. They stayed in the game, and they were right there and found a way to take it. And that's what the good teams do in the postseason. Your mistakes, they get the ones, and the ones that are supposed to step up, step up. So don't look now. The Pacers are up 2-0. Cleveland looking like they ready to fold. And what looked promising, looked like they had something going. Best record in the East, all that could be a real jeopardy. If they don't find a way to win game three, this series could be over before it really had a chance to start. Who saw this coming? The Pacers are a dangerous team, and they're making key plays, so watch out. Then we get out to Golden State, Minnesota. The Golden State was feeling pretty confident. Minnesota seemed pretty cocky after they beat the Lakers. Anthony Edwards had an alright game, but the thing is that Julius Randle had his typical 18. But Rudy Gobert, that Wilt Chamberlain, Shaquille O'Neal magic didn't last. It didn't carry over here. The Pacers being small and feisty could be a problem. Now, the one concern for Golden State is Steph Curry got hurt. And you got to wonder what can they do if Curry doesn't go game two, and how far can they go without Curry? Because let's keep it real, he's the reason, he's the one. But he did have 13 points in his 13 minutes. But it is and of course Jimmy Butler was having his moments. Draymond was having his moments, and that game ended 99-88. Two things to keep in mind: Golden State's defense has picked it up. So that's a very telling tale. Minnesota can't hit a bull in the behind. These are pressure games. And, you got to have more performances because basically they shut it down for. But again, Buddy Hield. Who's seeing Buddy Hield doing his best Steph Curry Steph Klay Thompson impersonation is the next thing. Stepping it up. Buddy Hield is, he's streaky. But he's one of those cats when he's on, there could be a problem. And he is fitting in really good. So this was a huge win for them. Game one. If that depends on what Steph comes back, how that works out. But this could be a problem for Minnesota because if they can't take advantage of any mismatches and they're not getting those outside shots to drop, they're in trouble. This is a huge, huge next game coming up. We're going to find out what happens with Steph. But very impressive for Golden State. And it's the kind of matchup that Draymond Green said something. He said we right as hell, we got the team that can do it. And if Steph is playing, watch out because they look very poised right now. Minnesota, it's just one game, but they held the Timberwolves under 90, and this is a concern because the Timberwolves, one other game they did lose to the Lakers, they got beat up, and if they don't hit those outside shots, they're a problem. And if they don't get more than a couple contributions, they got a problem. So, some very interesting situations. I can't recall playoff series in the second round where the home team just choked leads, couldn't finish at home. We're seeing some strangeness so far. We are seeing strange. I've never seen 4 straight losses by home team to start a round. That's uncanny. It's crazy, and you can already see some flaws these early stages. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll see the adjustments. So keep your tune on for Steph Curry, but Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler. It's almost like the game goes on, and Draymond playing all right. Podziemski was on it. I'm telling you, they got enough contributions, even though it wasn't many points. Even Kamina's got in on it. This could be a problem for Minnesota if they don't figure out a way to get some easy buckets and make this a series. All right, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like. Hit the membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm over one time. Peace.